Welcome to the video lecture series of electronic devices. Today's topic is VI characteristics of PN junction diode. See, in the previous lectures we have studied about PN junction formation, PN junction diode, how PN junction diode works in forward bias condition and how it works in the reverse bias condition. So let us discuss about the VI characteristics. See, this is the diode symbol. You can see PN junction diode or PN diode is formed by joining P-type material with the N-type semiconductor material, and this joining is being done with certain special fabrication techniques. So this is how a PN junction diode is being formed. This terminal, this is known as the anode, left hand one. This is known as the cathode. Since you know that PN junction diode, it is a two-terminal device. And diode can be used as a circuit element in an electrical circuit so that there is a requirement to know its behavior, how it actually behaves whenever it is connected to in any electrical circuit. And this type of behavior can be understood, and this type of behavior information can be obtained if you draw a VI characteristic. And what is this VI characteristic? VI characteristic is also known as a volt ampere characteristic of a practical diode. Even in this particular video lecture, I will tell you how ideal diode behaves. It means you are going to study about the practical diode characteristics as well as the ideal diode characteristics. But before starting that, let us discuss what are the applications where PN junction diode can be used. So a number of applications are there, but I have listed out some of the applications where it is commonly employed. PN junction diode is used as a rectifier. Rectifiers are what? Rectifiers are those circuits which converts AC into a DC. PN junction diodes can be used in a clamping circuits. In clamping circuits for the DC restoration. It is used in a clipping circuits as well for the wave shaping. In voltage multipliers, voltage regulators, these are the commonly used applications, commonly used circuits where the PN junction diode is used. It is also used in a digital logic circuits. It can be used in demodulation circuits, and you must be knowing LEDs, lasers very well. So PN junction diodes are commonly used. See, laser diodes are used in what? Optical communications. Light emitting diodes are used in the digital displays. So unless you are not aware with the behavior or the VI characteristics or its basic functionality, you will not be able to use it any of the applications. That is why all of these things are very much required. How it behaves, what is the characteristics. So these are the important things. VI characteristics can be explained and you can understand it in two parts, by dividing or by studying its characteristic in forward bias condition, and second in the reverse bias condition, means forward characteristics and reverse characteristics. Let us first draw the forward VI characteristics. See, when you have to plot the VI characteristic of a diode or simply a curve, or you can say you are going to plot a graph between voltage applied across the diode terminal and the current which flows through the diode because of this applied voltage. It means on one axis you are going to take the voltage. So here we will take the voltage along the x-axis and current along the y-axis. You can see in this particular diagram, here a PN junction diode is being taken, and P-type, P region means which is the anode, this is connected to the positive terminal of the battery, and cathode which is the N type, like here it is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. Then this particular biasing is known as a forward biasing, and you can say that the diode is in the forward bias condition. It means in this particular case, this battery pushing the current in the direction of overhead. So what would be the conventional flow of current? Conventional flow of current will be from left to right, means from anode to cathode. This would be the direction of conventional flow of current, IF. This is anode, this is cathode. Let me write it as well. And this is anode. So what will happen over here? You know that because of this applied voltage, because of this applied like battery, when charge carriers are crossing the junction, the depletion layer width is decreased over here. This is the depletion region. This is how you can denote it over here. So what will happen? When you are increasing this particular voltage across a PN junction diode, then up to a certain point, diode current is very small, because you have studied that applied voltage has to overcome the barrier potential. Means applied voltage has to overcome barrier potential. And then diode means at this particular point, till this particular point, diode conducts poorly, very small amount of current flows. And once the applied voltage is slightly greater than this barrier potential, then what will happen? The diode current increases rapidly and diode conducts heavily. So this voltage at which the current starts increasing, this is known as knee voltage. Knee voltage. Knee voltage is denoted by V0. And the value of this knee voltage, this is 0.7 for a silicon diode. 0.7 for silicon diode, and this is 0.3 for germanium diode. Let us see how to draw it. You can see in this particular diagram, here voltage is being taken on the x-axis and the current is being taken on the y-axis. Since we are drawing the forward characteristics, so we have written Vf for the forward voltage which is applied and If for the forward current. Here you can see that at this particular, if we are talking about the silicon diode, means up to a voltage which is 0.7, which you are saying the knee voltage up to this particular point, 0.7 volt. This diode conducts poorly, means very small amount of current flows, and after this particular point diode conducts heavily, because once the applied voltage has overcome the barrier potential, it will increase. So you can see up to this particular point it conducts very poorly. And you must remember one point, that applied voltage across the diode should not increase beyond a specific safe value. Otherwise what will happen? Diode will burn out due to the heat. And this specific value or the safe value is provided by the manufacturer for each type of diode. So you must remember this point as well. Now let us discuss the diode current equation as well. See, diode current equation is also very important. Diode current equation. You must note down this point as well. So with the help of solid state physics, the diode current equation, which relates the voltage V and current I for the forward biased region, it can be written as what? I is equal to I naught e raised to the power v upon eta Vt minus 1. Here you must note down this I is what? I is the diode current. I is the diode current. I naught is the diode reverse saturation current at room temperature. I naught is diode reverse saturation current. Vt, you know what is Vt? Vt is the volt equivalent of temperature. Vt is nothing but this is kT upon Q and this is volt equivalent of temperature, and eta is a constant. Eta is a constant. Eta is 1 for the germanium and it is 2 for the silicon. So if you are going to calculate for germanium, you must put it as 1 and it is 2 for the silicon. So this is how you can calculate the diode current also. Moving ahead, let us discuss and study the reverse VI characteristic of a PN junction diode. See, in the case of the reverse characteristic, the diode must be in the reverse bias, and when the diode will be in reverse bias, when the anode, which is the p-type terminal, it is connected to the negative terminal of the battery, and N, it is connected to the positive terminal of the battery. So in this particular case, you can see the depletion layer width is being increased, and here only a small amount of current flows, which is because of the minority charge carriers. See, P region consists of very small number of electrons and N region consists of very small number of holes, which are the minority charge carriers, and these minority charge carriers are generated thermally. So these minority electrons in P, they are attracted towards the positive terminal of the battery, and N, minority charge carriers attached towards the negative terminal of the battery. So these electrons will cross the junction and constitute the reverse current. This current, reverse current, is denoted by IS. IS is the reverse current. And reverse current is also known as reverse saturation current. This is also known as reverse saturation current. And this reverse saturation current, it is of the order of microampere for germanium diodes and of the order of nanoamperes for the silicon diodes. And reverse saturation current, it depends on temperature. It depends on temperature. You must note down all of these points. So in this case, what is the direction of conventional flow of current? Here in this particular case, the direction of conventional flow of current will be from cathode to anode, and reverse current is denoted by IR. This is the cathode terminal and this is the anode terminal. Let us draw the VI characteristics. See, here you can observe that below the breakdown voltage. Here you can observe that below the breakdown voltage, the diode current is very small and this diode current is almost constant. You can see over here, breakdown voltage, this is denoted as VB. So from this point to this point, diode current is very small, almost constant. And this current is also known as reverse saturation current. Reverse saturation current is denoted by I naught. And it is of the order of the microampere for germanium diode. Microampere for germanium diode and nanoampere for silicon diode. And it is because of the movement of the minority carriers which are thermally generated. It means reverse bias current is temperature dependent. As I have told you, it does not depend upon the applied bias voltage. But if a large reverse voltage is applied, if this particular voltage is being increased and increased, so in case of large reverse bias voltage, a process known as junction breakdown occurs. Junction breakdown occurs, and due to this, diode reverse current increases rapidly. Because of this, diode reverse current increases very quickly. Diode reverse current increases, and the applied reverse bias voltage at which this occurs, this particular voltage is known as the breakdown voltage of the diode. Breakdown voltage VB of diode. So this is how you can explain and you can draw the reverse characteristic. At the same time, you can explain the breakdown voltage as well. And here the curve is being plotted. See, on the x-axis voltage is being taken and along the y-axis you are plotting the current. This is how you can explain it further. Even you can write down the diode current equation for the reverse bias case also. Let me write down the diode current equation over here. Diode current equation. Diode current equation is I8 is equal to I naught e raised to the power, here term will be minus V upon eta Vt minus 1. And this equation is valid as long as the external voltage is less than the breakdown voltage. So this is how you can write down and you can explain the diode current equation as well. And all these terms I have already explained you. What is I? I is the diode current. I naught is the diode reverse saturation current at room temperature. V is the external voltage applied across the diode, and eta is a constant. Its value is 1 for the germanium and 2 for the silicon. At the same time, Vt is the volt equivalent of the temperature. Now let us draw the VI characteristics of germanium and silicon diode. You know all the terms, but now the complete VI characteristics where you can relate what is the knee voltage for the silicon, what is the knee voltage for the germanium, to how to draw it. See, the cut-in voltage for the germanium diode is about 0.3, while for the silicon is 0.7. So here you can see This is the cut-in voltage 0.3 and 0.7 for the like germanium and silicon respectively. So VD is the forward voltage, ID is the forward current, VR is the reverse voltage, and IR is the reverse current. So this is how all these parameters you have taken along the X and Y axis. At the same time, the potential, you can explain the potential at which current starts increasing exponentially is known as offset potential, threshold potential, or firing potential. Here you can see that in the case of reverse bias, reverse voltage, breakdown voltage is denoted as VB, and breakdown voltage for the silicon, this you can say the breakdown voltage of silicon. And if you would like to plot the breakdown voltage for germanium reverse characteristic, so reverse characteristic for the germanium will be like this. And in case of germanium, here this I naught, this would be in microampere, while in the case of silicon this I naught will be of the order of the nanoampere, as I have told you earlier. And breakdown voltage of silicon diode is higher than the germanium diode. You can see for this breakdown voltage is, let us say, VB1, and for silicon it is VB2. So for silicon breakdown voltage is higher, VB2 is greater than VB1. It means breakdown voltage of silicon is higher than the germanium. It means silicon diode can withstand to a higher reverse voltage. About the reverse saturation current I have told you. So you can note down all these points as well. This is how you can compare and you can plot on the same curve. What is the VI characteristic of an ideal diode? See, till now we have discussed about the practical diode, but if you have to draw the ideal diode, how to draw its characteristic? See, in the case of forward bias, when ideal diode is in the forward bias, it behaves as a perfect conductor, means zero resistance and zero voltage drop across it. So in the forward bias, at zero voltage, it behaves as a perfect conductor. And in the case of the reverse bias, when the diode is in the reverse bias, it acts as a perfect insulator, means no current flows, zero current. So this is how you can draw it in the reverse bias condition. This is forward voltage, forward current, reverse voltage, and reverse current. At the same time, you can summarize it. An ideal diode acts as a switch. So when the diode is in the forward bias, it acts as a closed switch. When the diode is in the reverse bias, it acts as a open switch, because you know that in the forward bias it behaves as a perfect conductor, while in the reverse bias it behaves as a perfect insulator. So you can represent it in this manner. When it is forward biased, means applied voltage across the terminals would be P is connected with the positive, N is connected with the negative, then it acts as a closed switch, means perfect conductor, current will flow through it. While in the case of the reverse bias, no current flows and it acts as a open switch. So this is how you can draw the ideal diode VI characteristics. Topic for the next video lecture is breakdown mechanism. Thank you so much for watching this video.